Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys today. Certainly want to let you guys know we appreciate the job you guys do here. I know sitting around in this room all day can be a challenge, especially in Vegas. You guys seem to be handling it well, though. I don't see too many closed eyes. Really thrilled to be representing the University of Oregon. It's a dream come true for me. Going into my fourth season to get that opportunity and wake up forever grateful for that chance. Want to continue to thank the leadership that we have at the University of Oregon and President Schultz, Rob Mullins. They do an unbelievable job in our program. Also thrilled at the leadership we have here in the Big Ten, and Tony Petiti and his staff do an unbelievable job representing us. Getting to do this in the conference that we get to do it in against the caliber of teams that we get to play against is a real thrill for our team. Something that we really pride ourselves in and are thrilled that we get that opportunity. Coming in a year ago, it was uncharted waters for us. It was, okay, what's the Big Ten going to be like? And it's been super fulfilling, getting the opportunity to win the Big Ten in our first year, play some unbelievable teams, has created a really special experience. Along with me today, I have some unbelievable players. We could have brought several guys from our team. I'm really proud of where our team's at right now, but want to take some time to acknowledge those guys that came along with me. Kenyon Sadiq, our tight end, has had an unbelievable offseason. He's been an integral part to our team. He's done a lot of special things, and I think many of you realize that he's a really special talent. But beyond that, he got the opportunity this offseason to travel to Africa and help build courts for kids. He's taken a real interest in real estate, which I'm excited about for him. And on top of that, he runs 23 miles per hour, can vertical jump 41 inches, so that's pretty good too, especially when it comes to football. Unbelievable player. Excited to see him jump into a leadership role on our team. I think several of you got to see what he can do in the Big Ten Championship this past year. Will be an integral part of our team this year. Also got to bring Mateo Uyangalele. One thing I'm really excited about for Mateo is he's been a guy who's been himself since the day he stepped on campus. He's unique. Our guys were joking with him about how he dressed on the airplane yesterday. He looked super comfortable, had his hair in this cool thing, had a neat backpack. I think he's wearing a coat that he got at a thrift store today, and he looks fantastic. But he's been uniquely him. And beyond being uniquely him, he was a terror for quarterbacks this past season. He's a sack leader in our conference. He's done an unbelievable job. He's worked really hard this offseason, gained 10 pounds of muscle, and his voice has grown this offseason as well. All the guys that you see that came with us today are not guys of many words. They like to show with action, and Mateo certainly is a guy that does that. Also had the opportunity to bring Bryce Betcher here, returning after an all-conference year as a linebacker for us. Bryce is one of those unique guys that also had the opportunity to win a Golden Glove in baseball at the University of Oregon. Was a two-sport athlete, has been a lifeblood of this program. He's a heartbeat in a lot of ways. He's the guy that's excited for practice. When he steps on the field, it means something to him. He's prideful to wear the Oregon O. It means a lot. He grew up wanting to be a part of this program, and we were thrilled to get him back. This season, obviously had the opportunity after being drafted by the Astros to go play baseball, but wanted to take advantage of the opportunity to play for us a little bit more. He's put on some great weight this offseason, and he's done an unbelievable job. But since we're in Vegas, it seems like the right time to say it. As our theme for this team is double down, right? We have done an unbelievable job of building this team over time. You look at our success season to season, and as this team has grown, the process works. We're close, and we've been able to accomplish a lot. So that's really what's going to feed our program this offseason, and will feed us into fall camp is believing in the process that we have. We got great buy-in from our players. It is a cast of new characters. You're going to see new people on the field, which is exciting. I'm very excited about this team. Going into the offseason, we felt like we had to take an opportunity to really develop leadership. We did that through a leadership retreat. We've done that through focusing on our DNA traits that have always been a big piece of our program, and continue to see our team grow in that area, whether it's connection, whether it's growth. When you see our team play, you're going to see a team that plays with toughness. I know a year ago we got asked the question, are we tough enough to be in the Big Ten? And I think that we were able to answer those questions on the field last year. I do want to take the time to recognize the efforts of some of our support staff. Back in Oregon. You know, our strength staff, Coach Love and his crew, our nutrition staff with Brenna, sports performance, with Ben McKay, Chief, our trainer. These guys have done an unbelievable job this summer of putting our team in position to be better. You know, our players have worked really hard. They've put on over 1,300 pounds this offseason. You know, our overall peak power numbers have gone up over 21%. Our freshmen, the average gain for our freshmen is over 17 pounds. So those are some exciting things that you look for wins in the offseason. Those are some great wins for our team. Just as proud as I am of what we've done, you know, training in the offseason, I'm really proud of what we've been able to do off the field. You know, over 600 hours of community service in the last 6 months. Again, we partnered with Sleep in Heavenly Peace, built over 150 beds for kids in the community that don't have beds. We're able to support 300 foster and at-risk youth this off-season, as well as many other contributions to our community and outside. And for our players, you know, to develop that education off the field, our player personnel staff has done an unbelievable job. Usman Kamara, Carl Holmes, in creating opportunities, whether it's through our Discover You program, you know, as well as completing a 4-week training session with Radical Health to really attack mental wellness, mental health. Done an unbelievable job there. You know, currently partnered with, you know, real estate opportunities with Bones Investment Group has been a great opportunity for our guys to learn and look for opportunities to grow outside of football, not just after your playing career, but during your playing career. I'm really excited about those opportunities that have been created for our guys. You know, and heading into year 4, I feel like we've got a really strong foundation. I've kind of said that about our team. Our guys have embraced the work, the experience on our staff. You know, I continue to be impressed with the staff that we have. Going into year 3 now with the same offensive and defensive coordinator. We've got, you know, several of our staff members back, even though they've been given opportunities to be other places, they've chose to be here. And that's, you know, credit to the success of our team, but that's also a piece of the success to our team is the continuity that we've been able to have, and grateful for Rob and our support here to be able to make that happen. You know, I'm also really excited about some of the future stars we have on our team. There's guys that are unbelievable players, but they're also going to be, you know, unbelievable humans, and that's something that we're excited about. You know, several of our coaches are going to make outstanding head coaches in the future. You know, I want to make sure that I always give the opportunity to say that because these guys do a great job. They make it work. They make my job easier, and certainly makes it a lot of fun for us. But we do have a brand new team and brand new challenges. And what happened last year has nothing to do with the future. So building that, starting from scratch, getting the opportunity to head back to the kitchen, figure out what we're going to be able to throw in for our recipe and create a great meal is something we're super excited about. I have confidence in this group more than anything because I've seen the work. Right? And not everybody always gets to see the work. We've been a little bit under the radar this offseason, but these guys have worked extremely hard. They put their best foot forward, and that's part of what makes this so much fun for me. You know, everybody says, what's your favorite part of coaching? It's the new challenges that we're going to see that we don't know about yet. Obviously, college football changes every day, but I don't think the game's ever been more exciting. I think the support of our sport is unbelievable, and a lot of that's with the leadership. I think a lot of us can get frustrated with the rules, but sometimes we have to see if they work. So continue to be patient and see how things play out, but continue to adapt on the same front. We continue to grow as a team, but I think it's really important for our team that we remind them you got to enjoy the journey, right? And there's a journey ahead of us that we're really excited to take. This season's got some unique challenges, some fun road games, some great opportunities at home at Autzen, and the best stadium experience in college football. Something that I'm super excited to have. I'm really excited about the retention that we've had with our team. You know, you look at Oregon, the players that we've been able to add, we've done well in recruiting. Have been able to use the portal to be a real success for us, but we've done an unbelievable job of keeping our players on our team, right, and not losing them to home somewhere else. On a personal note, I really enjoyed the last couple weeks getting to spend time with my family. You know, I've said it before, there is no balance in this profession. You are all in. And we've been all in, but these last couple of weeks I've been all in on being a dad. It's been unbelievable. Caden's 15 now. Niles is 14. Titan is 12. We've had flag football this summer, a couple summer camps, a couple trips on the lake. They're getting harder to throw off the tube. But we've had an unbelievable experience. It's been fun hanging out with my wife and the boys this summer, but we are excited to get to work. And with that said, we'll go ahead and open it up for questions.
Questions? Hi, Dan. Colton Bartholomew, Wisconsin State Journal. There's a school in this conference that's suing over player tampering. Do you think that that's something that needs to be cracked down even more on in college football?
Yeah.
Elaborate at all, or?
No, I mean, just like play the game the way it's supposed to be played, right? But there has to be consequences to actions, and if there aren't consequences, then there's going to continue to be issues like that.
Andy Anders, 11 Warriors. I know you said last season obviously doesn't have a bearing on this season, but to what extent did the way last season ended motivate your team coming into this offseason and winter workouts and all that thing?
Yeah, for me as a coach, I've always, I think every coach probably feels this way, but we always remember the losses over the wins. I think there's a lot you can learn from that. It doesn't take away from what we were able to accomplish, but we lost to a great team. You know, Coach Day did an unbelievable job last year of having his team in position to have success there, and there's some things that I feel like I could have done better there at the end. We didn't play, I don't think we played our best football. That being said, we did go undefeated in the conference. We won the Big Ten championship in our first year. So, like I said, double down, learn, focus on our process. What do we have to continue to improve? There's always learning lessons, but it doesn't necessarily impact the future.
On your right, Coach.
Kenneth Berry, touchdowns and tangents. Coach, you have Dante Moore at quarterback. What have you been most proud of as far as his progression since he's been there? And have you had a chance to kind of link him up and reach out with Bo Nix and Dylan to kind of – because your record with transfers has been pretty excellent. So, has he had a chance to link up and talk to those guys? Yeah, I mean, all of our quarterbacks have. Austin, Dante, Luke. Like, we've been really fortunate the last few years, and I've said this to a few, that we've had a great mentor in that room. We've had guys that have had unbelievable experience, right, that these guys were able to watch and see. And I think probably what impresses me most with Dante is not wanting to be in a microwave society, not wanting to just get it fast because there's an opportunity in front of him, but to have the slow-cooked meal, right, to have the opportunity to sit back and mature and learn from experiences that you don't necessarily have to be on the field to feel. And that same goes for Austin, that same goes for Luke and the other guys in our program. Like, those guys have learned from great quarterbacks that have done it at a really, really high level. For him to have that opportunity, show maturity, develop in his leadership, I think it's going to create great opportunities for our team.
Hey, Coach. Nick Hamilton, Nightcast Media. Wanted to ask you just your perspective as far as the chemistry being built between Dante and Kenyon Sadiq, and how would you see Kenyon being able to shoulder some of that load this season?
I actually told Kenyon on the way down that, yesterday was the first time I played it, but I played with my youngest son, Titan. We played the NCAA college football, and Sadiq went off, right? He balled out. So I need to make sure I bring that up to our quarterbacks, throw it to Kenyon, because he's been unbelievable this offseason. Like I said, if you just see him work, it's not a secret. I feel like he would tell you those are some of the traits that he learned from the guys that were ahead of him, whether that's Terrence Ferguson or Pat Herbert. But yeah, there is a chemistry being developed, and that's part of what fall camp's about, right? Our quarterbacks getting on the same page, is our tight ends, is our wideouts, is our backs, and just, creating that rhythm. Our guys have worked really hard this summer, but Kenyon's going to be hard for people to deal with. He's a special player. I think he can be the best tight end in the nation. And, when you have a great rhythm with your quarterbacks, being able to get the ball to them, that's going to be a special weapon for us.
Coach Lanning, thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate it.